double, pass, and you were to bid Cuebid, 2 clubs. What is that? When would you use that? What kind of hand? Well, there are a few criteria to it. So one thing that I think is pretty certain you probably don't have a clear preference of suit that you would want to play. Right? I mean, presumably partners take out double. Tends to be relatively short in clubs most of the time. Has support for both majors as well as diamonds, right? At least 3 card support. We're assuming normal takeout double here. And you're supposed to bid your longest suit in response to the double. But you may not have a preference. What do you do if you are 4-4 in the majors? Well, you could pick a suit. You could pick what looks to be your better suit if they're not equivalent. But do you want to do that? Let's say you had both majors. Does partners double promise 4 cards in each of the unbid majors? Not necessarily, right? Partner might be making a takeout double with 3 hearts and 4 spades, or vice versa. You want to play your best fit, and you shouldn't be worrying about suit quality. You should be worried about finding your best fit, hopefully an 8-card fit somewhere. If you bid 2 clubs here, that suggests that you could play in either major. The emphasis is definitely on the majors. Now, we will get to an exception. There might be a situation where you would Cuebid without both majors. But that is the inference that the doubler should draw. Yeah, partner would be equally happy with either major. Bid your longer one. If the doubler is also equal length in the majors, it's probably not going to matter which major you play in. I mean, you could have 2 8-card fits and hearts and spades, right? And it's probably not going to matter, because you'd have to deal with, if one of those suits is trump and the other is not, you're still going to have to deal with both of those suits, right? It's not like anything's getting pitched when you're 4-4 and 4-4 in both suits. But sometimes the doubler will have a preference, and so that's why you're doing this. However, you cannot do it just because you have 4-4 in the majors. There's a little something else that you need. Your Cuebid is invitational or better. It's not game forcing, but you are interested in game. So if you want to put a high card count on it, the 2 club bidders should probably have 10 points, or maybe a 9 count that you really like. I don't know. 9, 4-4 in the majors and a singleton diamond and 9 highs. Okay, fine. You want to upgrade that with the singleton and knowing that you probably have a fit in the major somewhere? That's fine. But that should probably be about the minimum. If you're not at least invitational, you're just going to have to pick a suit and bid that major at the 1 level. Bid a spade or bid a heart. And we will see an example of that coming up here shortly. There is one other possibility, and that is part 3. And we'll call this game forcing without clear direction. Sometimes after partner doubles, you know you want to be in game, but you don't know what the best game is. What if you had 14 points, but you were only 3-3 in the majors? How would you bid that? Well, you better start with a Cuebid. See what partner does, but then you may have, and then you'll have to do something the next time around, which may be another Cuebid, by the way. Maybe Cuebidding so much that you'll forget how to do anything but Cuebid.
Or your partner decides you really like clubs.
Yeah, and then you get to play in your Cuebid. That's always a lot of fun. Here's the thing to keep in mind about responding to a takeout double. Not only is Cuebid a forcing call, it is the only forcing call. Some people make the mistake of jumping in a suit and thinking they are forcing partner to bid. You are not. It doesn't matter whether you bid jump to 2 hearts, or 3 hearts, or 4 spades, or any number of diamonds, or any number of spades, or 3 no. It doesn't matter. When you jump, partner can pass. And if you don't bid a game, and you want to be in a game, there's no guarantee the partner's going to raise you the game, because they may have made a light takeout double and think that they don't have what you need to make game. So if you know that you are game forcing and you are not sure, look, sometimes you know the game you want to be in, right? I mean, if you have 14 points and 5 spades, just jump to 4 spades, right? Because you don't care if partner doubled with only 3 of them. You've got the 8-card fit, right? This is the old he or she who knows goes. If you know where you belong, just bid it. If you're not sure, you can jump in and fight and see how much partner likes your double, whether or not she wants to raise you. But Cuebid is actually the only forcing call. There is absolutely nothing else you can do in response to a takeout double that forces partner to bid. So if you know you want to force, especially if you know you want to force but you don't know where your side belongs, start with the Cuebid. So what would that look like? At a minimum, anyhow. So what if I give you something like this? So ask yourself a couple of questions. A partner makes a takeout double. And this is a pretty good 10 count, right? Ace and 2 kings. 4 spades, 4 hearts, double 10 diamond. Your club holding is pretty flimsy, but that's okay. Partner made a takeout double. Partner rates to be short in clubs anyhow. Shouldn't have too many club losers on his hand. So what do you want to do with that? Oh, how about 2 clubs? That will suggest to partner you're equally happy with either major, because that's almost always the hand type you have when you do this. All right, so partner picks. Let's say partner bids 2 hearts. What do we do next? Three hearts? All right, so now you invite, right? That's how you tell partner I'm invitational, not game forcing. Because you're not game forcing, are you? I mean, partner's allowed to have made a takeout double with a minimum here. 12 count, maybe even an 11 count. If partner's got the right shape, maybe a little light takeout double. So let's not punish partner for doubling a little light. But even if partner is at the bottom end of the takeout double values, we're probably going to be safe at 3 of our major, right? I mean, you've got a pretty decent.
Why would you need to? What, if you already know that had to be 10 plus points, why wouldn't partner be the one in control and say, okay, I'm going to go to 4 hearts or I'm going to go to 3 hearts?
Because you have only shown invitational values. So much like you aren't blasting the game, why would partner blast the game? Right?
Yeah, I'm
If-
just
if-
worried
if-
if you
if-
did it light and then I'm going to 3 and we were touching go to the end.
Well, when you start with a Cuebid, you are going to be forced to 3 of your major.
Okay.
You're not going to stop below that.
All right.
Yeah, you can't get out at 2 hearts here. Unless you Cuebid with fewer values than you should have for this, and you decide to pass. What's that?
With a 2 club Cuebid, you can have partner can bid at the 2 level.
Sure, the doubler can bid at the 2 level,
You just said game.
right?
Oh, I see, at the game force.
Right? Well, no. The 2 clubs is initially not game forcing.
Right.
It is. We just take it as invitational or better for right now, right?
Well, what's number 3 there?
we will see that example shortly. That's a different hand. These are this is sometimes you have a game forcing hand without a major. This is another possibility. That's why it's in the picture. You'll see a hand like that here before too long, right? No, we are not in a game force, not yet. Doubler bids 2 hearts. I mean, it would be very unusual for the doubler to jump here. If they have a really big double, then they can do something different, like they can Cuebid 2.
Yeah.
Or if it turned out that they had a double and bid hand with a single suit, then they conceivably could jump in that suit.
When the doubler does 3 clubs, then they're trying to flip it over to find something else, right?
It would just be forcing.
It's just
It would just be
forcing.
generally forcing.
But what is the responder supposed to do? Tell them more? Say you have an ace?
No, I mean we're not. We've got to figure out where we're playing first.
Right.
It could be that the doubler wants to see if you can bid 3 no. That's always a possibility. We're going to be talking about that today too. So, yeah. So I think responder must bid one more time to clarify what hand they have. So, doubler, typically all you want to do, unless you have a really big hand, typically all you want to do right now is show your preference, because you'll get a chance to bid again. Your partner's not supposed to pass 2 hearts. They're supposed to bid one more time and clarify the nature of the Cuebid. And here, what are you going to do? You raise the 3 hearts, right? You don't go all the way to 4. You let the doubler make that decision because you don't know how good their double is. The one thing you know is that you are only invitational, not game forcing, right? So this is what you're going to do if you have Cuebid with like 10 or 11, or maybe an iffy 12. And especially if your partners are, if it's their style to double a little bit on the light side, you might want to tread carefully. So you raise the 3, and then you let partner make the final decision. And now partner knows you probably have both majors. Otherwise, you would have picked your longer major. But here you've shown both majors. Partner will take you for like 10 or 11 points and decide if that's good enough to bid 4 hearts or should we stake it.
Why isn't a pass just as good? Because you've got to have 10 plus to Cuebid.
Right.
So what else am I really telling them?
Oh, but you don't want to pass. Your partner might want to be in game.
Okay.
Right? Your partner can't, even if your partner is accepting the game try, the doubler is accepting, ends up going on to 4 hearts. They can't, when you bid 2 clubs, they can't just go flying off to 4 hearts with a standard takeout.
Right.
Because does that make sense? That's why the doubler is not jumping the game. You may only be invitational.
Unless the partner has 15 points.
You mean
I
unless the
they might
doubler has
not want
15?
to. Yeah, the doubler has.
Okay, but we have said, and I know you haven't seen the example yet, but we have said that while 2 clubs is usually both majors, it doesn't guarantee both majors. It can be this, right? Remember, there's another option.
All right. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
We gotta slow this down. Y'all want to jump around too damn much, all right?
Or not bid.
Gotta slow this down. We want to play the right game.
Yeah.
The more you jump around, the less opportunity you have to get information from partner that would help you decide what the right game is. All right? Just know that when this happens, we are forced at least to 3 of our major.
Okay.
Does that simplify it?
That does.
We are forced to 3 of our major. If partner's good enough to make a takeout double and you're good enough to Cuebid, we may stop at the 3 level, but we're at least going to the 3 level. Okay? Does that simplify it a little bit?
We'll leave you alone.
So that's how you show the invitation name. Yeah. No rush for the doubler here. You are going to get another chance. Your partner is not supposed to pass you in 2 hearts. If they do, then that means they really overbid the first time, which they shouldn't have. But You might escape. All right, well, let's look at a little different situation.